people, this is the Vital Vibrationz Show. This is Tanya, aka TAANSWORLD, and I'm joined today by the fabulous Miss Pearl, DubPlate Pearl in the building.
Good morning.
It's TAANSWORLD.
Good vibration, yeah. That's the positive vibes and we creating, yeah. The sounds that make you feel right, we keep it blazing, yeah. Forever shining this light, we keep it blazing, yeah. Boy, forever shining this light. Oh yeah. No, 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 no. You're the conquering lion. Oh yeah. Yes, I'm the giant.
So we are kicking it off this morning with some good vibrations as always. This one is called Conquering Lion by Issa. So Issa is a very underrated artist from Jamaica. Any reggae fans, you might know him from a Chronix track called Perfect Tree.
Defender of the ocean, yeah. Beside the queen you pray, Empress men and I have our own crown, yeah. Oh yeah. So great is his name. Yeah. Ready to be brave. You're the conquering lion. Oh yeah. Yes, I'm the tribe of Judah. Yeah. Behold the conquering lion. Got a my way. I listen, I see, I the first. Oh yeah. I elect off himself who seal and hold a triple crown. Great Buffalo Chief when the Indian come around. In the 1954 when the trumpet a sound. In the London them a drown. Yeah. So blessed be the King of Israel. Don't mislead the little children. Oh yeah. So great is his name. Yeah. Ready to be brave. You're the conquering lion. Oh yeah. Yes, I'm the tribe of Judah. Yeah. Behold the conquering lion. Got my way. I listen, I see, I die first. Oh yeah.
This governmental system only create be a prostitute. You hear me, uncle? See the amount of divestment when we see a one white necks and private sectors that are take over. This governmental system only create be a prostitutes and robbers and thieves. The amount of factories when we see closed down the other day.
This is Bushman, No Worries and Problems.
Why? Worries and problems. We get to youths are working hard to survive. Politicians still coming with bribe.
Shout out to everybody on the live.
Worries and problems. I get to youths are working hard to survive. The politicians still coming with bribe. But then the youths are holding on. Hey, why? As far as my eyes can see, the silent is in devastation. And only thing that they can do is try to convince this nation. So them come around town to town taking immigration, just to call them election. And the dates that they move to IMF organization leave us in desolation. Hey, and our worries and problems. system is just giving a fight. But all the youths are holding on, worries and problems. Then the youths are working hard to survive, but then the system is giving a fight. Get the youths are holding on. Oh Lord, the city is congested with robbers and thieves, and so many homeless youths got nowhere to sleep. Yes, I also see them eating out of rubbish heaps, and cocaine and smugglers keep on roaming the streets. Why? And our worries and problems. I get to youths I work hard to survive, but then the system keep on giving a fight. We get to youths are holding on, our worries and problems. I get to youths now get no blind. Give the youth a try. Hey, me I'm telling you now, you see the youths are today, but them are the man and woman of tomorrow. Trust me. And when Babylon set a system where youths can't get no work, till I say I know what I'm turn to the gun and prostitution. Till I say I know I am. Yo, me see the youths them a hold on strong. Me see the youths them a hold on strong. Me see the youths them a hold on. Boy, boy, 'cause the worries and problems. Got the youths a work hard to survive, but then the system keep giving a fight. And I see, oh Lord, it's far as my eyes can see. Silence is in the vegetation.
Oh Lord, got a hold on to me. Your sweet love got a hold on to me. Listen, girl, you got me here tonight.
This is TAANSWORLD on Brixton Radio Live. You are tuned into the Vital Vibrationz Show. Don't go anywhere. We have a special guest today by the name of DubPlate Pearl.
Hey, good morning.
So right now I'm playing Dennis Brown, The Feeling Is Right. Trying to get the energy right on a Monday morning.
Don't try to tease me. Loving me, it's so easy. Let your feelings flow. Let your love like grow. 'Cause your love's got a hold on to me. Yes, your love's got a hold on me. Your sweet love's got a hold on to me. Oh, yes, your love's got a hold on me. Yeah, yeah. Oh, yeah, now. Oh, oh, yeah. Yeah. Oh, yeah, now. Girl, you got me here tonight, and the feeling is right. You hold me tight. Let's make love till morning light. Say your love got a hold on me. Your sweet love's got a hold on me. Yes, your 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 love's got a hold on me.
Into my arms, that's where you're supposed to be, baby. Right here, right now, that's where you belong. And there
was a smooth fade into Egyptian Where You Belong that samples that Dennis Brown, keeping the sound sweet.
You can search the world and find love, because my love, baby, is your love. I bet no one can treat you like me. You can search the world and find love, because my love, baby, is your love. I bet no one can treat you like me. In my home, where you belong, my queen. Forever, baby, you should be with me. Oh, Nobody to my heart but you, baby. You love me, I tell you, baby, drive me crazy. It's no if not buts, me, I tell you, it's no maybe. Everything you know, you do, it fascinates me. In my heart, don't think about you one way only. Yes, I'm coming home and I'm coming shortly. There's nothing in this street to entertain me, because at home I got a beautiful lady. You can search the world, you won't find love, because my love, baby, is your love. I bet no one can treat you like me. You can search the world, you won't find love, because my love, baby, is your love. I bet no one can treat you like me. In my home, where you belong, my queen. Forever, baby, you should be with me. Oh, Raindrops falling on my rooftop, and I don't wanna move up. My woman is so close, rubbing nose to nose. Because to me there's no other way to treasure than this love we have together. We shall keep it forevermore, forevermore, forevermore. Yeah, yeah. You can search the world, you won't find love, because my love, baby, is your love. I bet no one can treat you like me. You can search the world, you won't find love, because my love, baby, is your love. I bet no one can treat you like me. In my home, where you belong, my queen. Forever, baby, you should be with me. Oh, in awareness of our true nature, get the feeling oneness is a becoming. In awareness of our true nature, get the feeling that oneness is a becoming. It is the perpetual rising toward our more subtle, eternal self, while still being balanced by the forces of our physical earth nature. In this harmonious experience, it is possible for one to
who are otherwise seen as women and men of different religious and cultural spheres, to function as the universal body of witnesses. The contradicting roles of opposition that is played in the genre of daily earth life is transformed into a mindful inner life force, the nurturing of all life through self-love, soul rebel, soul gentle, soul gentle, find my light.
If you're just tuning in now, I'm doing a little live dub session with some flute. If you didn't know, I'm also a sound therapist and flautist. So you can check me out on the socials at TAANSWORLD, that's TAANS World. And you can check out my wellness page, Vital Vibrationz London, which is what the show is named after. This is the Vital Vibrationz Show, and we're bringing all the vital vibrations, healing vibrations, conscious vibrations And right now I'm bringing some live flute into the mix. Mixing into a track called Only One God by Jar Shaka and Mad Professor. That is Only One God by Jar Shaka and Mad Professor. If you're tuning in now live, this is TAANSWORLD on Brixton Radio, bringing you the Vital Vibrationz Show.
Oh, Jah deliver me through these days. Sometimes really hard to go and face it. Oh, this life can truly be amazing, amazing.
So this is Jar Deliver Me, the dub version by Protege. I'm bringing you a little dub set on a Monday morning. Mixing in some live flute into the tracks.
Turn the need for when I sleep. Oh, this life can truly be amazing, amazing. Oh, my heart, I give a praise. Deliver me through these days. Sometimes really hard to go and face it. Oh, this life can truly be amazing, amazing. Oh, my heart, I give my praises. Oh, Jah deliver me through these days. Sometimes really hard to go and face it. Oh, this life can truly be amazing, amazing. Hey, check the vibes we I bring. Seven Leela, them I sing. No intruder to the ting. Line of Judah upon the ring. King David with a sling. And a ding, a stone, a fling. Song I sing, so phone a ring. Then I back my tour again. How much money them I spend? Them I shensi a friend. Monday I try ascend. All knowledge get comprehend. I've been feeling like Ramesh. Making 5 or 6 a week. Earning even when I sleep. Oh, my heart, I give my praises. Oh, Jah deliver me through these days. Sometimes really hard to go and face it. Oh, this life can truly be amazing, amazing. Oh, my heart, I give my praises. Oh, Jah deliver me through these days. Sometimes really hard to go and face it. Oh, this life can truly be amazing, amazing. Choosing how I spend my time, it's completely by design. They don't even see the trying. All them see is dollar sign. All I make is sacrifice. Forget the price, I pay the price. When I look into my life, oh my, oh my, oh my. I see this life I live and I look on it like oh my. Time fly out 10 year, drop arguments in 09. Find my family to the Grammy, oh God, remember me trying. That's a part of me, I cannot delete, keep that shit in my mind. I was sitting outside the studio waiting just to get advice. Them would send me home, come back every day, never even think twice. That was me in 2008, you see. Nobody never did a fly the gate for me. Nobody never did a try make way for me. So me take time, I'ma guide it carefully. These are things I've been thinking of. Please don't bring the damn feelings up. Love my dad, I don't see me enough. We had reasonings while sleeping up. Whether farming or feels the same. See the sun, you gon' see the rain. Throughout all of this we remain. Oh my heart, I give my praise.
So we went from the dub into the original track. This one is called Jah Deliver Me by Protege. Actually, technically, it's not the original track. The original track is called Deliverance. This version is from Lost in Zion, a remix album that Protege put out, Lost in Time.
Hey, check the vibes we are bring. 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 Check the vibes we are bring.
Okay, I'm feeling to lift up the vibes a little bit. Let me bring in some different energy.
Spanish down a prison over rock. Some call it Spanish down a prison over rock. Ooh, yeah. Ooh, yeah. What a cool and deadly. Hey. The people are skanking while the daughter them whining. The room boy them tripping. What a cool and deadly. And in the ear that a Jackie fashion. Back out your body that a water pumping. Wine slowly that a cool and deadly. Move lively that a horseman steady. So some call it Spanish town for the prison over rock. Some call it Spanish town, a prison over rock. What a cool and deadly. The water are watching while the prisoners are dancing. When them hear the music playing, and in the ear that a jacket fashion. Move slowly, that a cool and deadly. Back out backy, that a water pumpy. Move lively, that a horseman steady. Ooh, yeah. Ooh, yeah. What a cool and deadly. Some call it Spanish town for the prison over rock. Some call it Spanish town for the prison over rock. The prisoners are skanking while the water are watching. Some try to escape when they hear the music playing. So some call it Spanish town for the prison over rock. Oh yeah, oh yeah. What a cool and deadly. And the air that I got it for fun. Cock up your body that I water from me. Wine slowly that I cool and deadly. Move lightly that a horseman steady. Some call it Spanish town for the prison over rock.
Spanish town, me born, that's where me come from. From me looking at my face, you see a de la vie.
You know I had to play this version. This is Spanish Town Rockin' from Chronics.
And culture play pa nice station. Yo, yeah, me letting all you them on the money promoter. We are doing this to the dance done, I'm ready. Spain Town original.
And before that, I was playing Prison Oval by Barrington Levy, where the original sample from this song has been taken. Also, giving you guys a little treat, I played the dub version with my own live flute mixed into it. Only on the Vital Vibrationz Show.
If I dance at school, we are the principal, and now we are the real microphone officials. Give them a new style. A Sperling in a me goodies, I'm well physical. Well, I'm offering Papa Connect microphone official. Me read me Bible every day, and some well biblical. I meditate in the morning, some well spiritual. I said the original Chronics representing from Prison Oval. Live and direct, hear me now. I grew up in a place called De La Vega. Spanish Town rocking over Prison Oval. Yeah. I grew up in a place called Ransom City. Spanish Town groovy. Everybody knows. Yes, I grew up. Yeah, me know. Well, me say uptown, posse beggar rock and come in. Me say downtown, posse beggar rock and come in. Me say tell Maxine, Paulette and Pauline, and I tell them Papa Chronics him they up on the scene. Voice string out like a siren.
Today we are joined by the beautiful DubPlate Pearl, who's going to be joining us soon for a nice little conversation. This is the woman that actually first got me to DJ, so it's a true honor to have her on the show.
If I left my woman and a sprawl with machine, and me can't dance with no M16. Can't wind me good deep on no all 14. And I'm a friend Papa Chronics and the royal regime. Come, push up your hand them on the royal regime. Come, hug up your woman and the royal regime. Well, I'm a friend Max Gazer and the royal regime. And I'm one Kenny Museum and the royal regime. And I'm the whole Federation and the royal regime. And the whole of Brooklyn and the royal regime. Spanish Town, well, and we royal.
It's TAANSWORLD.
Yes, yes. Let me adjust these mics. I'm going to sit down and reason with DubPlate Pearl.
Good morning.
Morning. How are you feeling today?
I'm good, you know. A little bit tired, but because I had a session over in Wood Green yesterday. There was this event called the Run Out, where they featured a lot of record shops and artists, record labels, producers, and what have you. And then there was a kind of a DJ set up as well, where I was asked to play some tunes for about 45 minutes.
Oh, nice.
But it was sort of like the only female, so I was representing our side.
That's so important.
It is
we
very
need
important.
to represent.
Yeah, I do, definitely, because we don't get a chance. When the chances do come, we have to try and make the most of everything. And as you know, the music industry is very male dominated. Mm-hmm. So when you get your foot in the door, you have to make the most of it, really.
Yeah, definitely.
You know, but it was good fun yesterday. Good fun, yeah. Of course. No problem at all. Right.
Yeah, you're prettier than the plant, so we want to see your face.
Yeah.
So how important do you think it is as a woman to like hold space in the industry?
It is very important. You know, we've been ignored for too long. I mean, okay, as an artist or singer, what have you, it's fine. But when it actually comes to playing music and DJing, I think that it's just been left, and nobody has actually gone out of their way to say, yeah, come in. Mm-hmm. Okay, I know that there are people who've been playing probably, or females who have been playing for sort of 20, 30 years, probably a bit longer, but you just don't see them, or you haven't heard of them. It's only just in the past sort of like 5 to 10 years that I'm seeing more and more. And even girls who I know, women who I've known for a long time, have been playing, but I haven't had the recognition as such. And I think it's always good to get, once you're out there, to make people know what you're doing, and just to make a statement with your music. That's very important for me anyway.
Yeah. I like that you say make a statement with your music as well, because a lot of people, I've had different people over the years tell me, like, as a woman in the industry, you have to do certain things to, like, or you have to show off your body, or you have to act a certain way, and I would never want to adhere to, like, those kind of things.
No, I think that's very negative. We have to show positive images, because it's not just us, what we're doing. We have to show positive images to the young people coming up as well, because if they see what we're doing and they think, oh, that's a really good thing, then they can get into it. It's much easier. But if you're sending out a negative images or sort of like, features about yourself, that doesn't bode well, I don't think. It's always good to be positive, hold your own, and have a certain standard. I don't want to let the side down, really.
Yeah, of course. Yeah, it never really kind of resonated with me to like present myself in a certain way, especially because, to be honest, sometimes coming from the healing and wellness side of things, because obviously I do sound therapy and teach meditation and stuff. I have my own wellness business, so I've kind of felt almost not pressure. It's like self-pressure to like show up a certain way, even visually, as this like healer archetype, or this person who's there to hold space. But then I realized, like, and it was through having my first guest on the show, actually. His name's David. He's part of Rough Squad. He used to go by the name Dirty Danger, if anybody knows him. He's an amazing person, and he's a rapper and artist and producer, but I actually met him as a sound healer. And he doesn't, you wouldn't like look at him and think, oh yeah, like stereotypically from what people think, oh yeah, that's someone who's a sound therapist. But he's so powerful, and I love that he kind of set a really good example for me as someone I look up to in both industries, where like you don't have to look a certain way or wear certain things to show up and to hold space for people, and actually your energy speaks for itself more.
It certainly does. I think also, in my case, I can only speak about myself. The name that I gave myself, which is DubPlate Pearl, which I made up on the spur of the moment, because of the dubplate connotation on it, people seem to think that I should look a certain way because I'm playing reggae and dub. And the first question I get is, how many dubplates do you have? Or do you have dubplates or this kind? And I say to them, you have to listen to the name. It's DubPlate Pearl. It's singular, not plural. Okay, I have one. Probably I have two. But that's the name I gave myself. And because it's sort of like associated with a reggae Rasta sort of like outlook, I've turned up and people have asked me, are you the DJ? Because they were looking out for somebody either wearing either military style clothing, the red, gold and green, which is fine. I don't, people want to represent themselves that way, but I don't. And it's kind of confusing because they're looking at me and they're seeing one kind of image, but I'm playing the music that doesn't go with that image that they have in their mind. So it's really quite confusing. But I like to see that on people's faces. That is just a challenge for me.
Yeah, you like prove them wrong.
Exactly.
Oh, I love that.
Exactly. The amount of times I've gone to places and they're looking, they're thinking I'm the person who's carrying the records.
Oh, actually, wow, that's a bit of an insult.
It is, yes. But that's just me. I just think I don't have to change the way I present myself. This is me. You take me as I am. And my music does the talking. You want me to play a certain style? I'll play that style, Well, normally the kind of music that I play is mostly revival, which is old reggae, ska, rocksteady, just ordinary reggae roots, bit of dub, bit of lovers rock. And then I also play a wide variety of soul and jazz, because that's my forte as well. And I also like a bit of drum and bass. My daughter's got me into drum and bass. So I've just spent some money getting tracks by Jenna G, because I really like the way she presented herself. But she's been out now about 20 years. I was looking her up, and I do like drum and bass. So so sometimes when I've been given an opportunity to play anything that I want to play, I will start off with some hard rock, because my mum used to buy a lot of rock records from the 70s and 80s. And then I might just drop a bit of drum and bass, then go back to reggae, then a bit of soul. So you never know what you're going to get. I always say, expect to hear the unexpected.
Nice, I like that.
Yeah.
How has your journey been since? Because I remember I used to love just coming to Line Vibes and talk. You'd always tell me stories and be playing records, and it was so. I don't know if you realize how much those little moments were so magical for me. Like, it felt like I was coming into your living room and we're having a cup of tea, but we're in the record store. Are you still at Line Vibes?
I am still at Line Vibes in Brixton Village, or Market, as they want to call it. And I try to make the environment welcoming. You don't often see females behind the counter in record shops. And, I've been given the opportunity. I've been there now 3 years. And everybody who comes in, I want them to feel comfortable. I don't want them to feel, oh God, I can't go up and ask a question, or I don't know what I'm looking for, and I don't want to ask, because some people, they feel intimidated by that. Coming to a record shop where it's just mostly reggae as well. Some people know what they want, and some people don't, especially the first time they come in, like when you first came in, remember?
Yeah.
And I remember when Tanya came in, and she was a bit sort of like apprehensive as to what you wanted. You weren't playing vinyl or anything that time at the time, and I introduced you to that, didn't I? And we have an open deck session once a month, the first Thursday of the month, called Selectors Thursday, and I introduced Tanya to that, and she had an eclectic supply of records that she played, which is so representative of her. And I said to her, well, I'll be there, so don't worry, I'll show you the ropes. Next thing, to my surprise, I saw Tanya on her own. Not the second time, but a third time. And I'm thinking, my word, she's really come far. She's done so well. And now on Brixton Radio, I'm so proud of her because of her achievements. And as I always say, it's always good to give people a chance. You never know how they're going to take that chance and what they're going to do with it. I was given a chance. I mean, I never thought I'd be playing music as a DJ in this time of my life, because I've always bought records. My parents always had music in the house when we were growing up. And, been given the opportunity. I used to buy records. I've been buying records since the mid-70s. And playing it at other people's houses and saying, well, Pearl, why don't you come and do something with us? And I was given that first break in 2010. And I just can't believe where it's taken me. All sorts of places. I've actually played in Italy.
Wow, really?
I've played in Portugal. Yeah. I've asked.
Worldwide.
Well, not so far, but it's just nice to be asked. And, you go along and you participate in a variety of events. I've done articles, projects. My main project, I don't know whether I've mentioned to you, it's called Revival is Survival. No, what's it called? Yes, Revival is Survival. And it's a project that was Arts Council funded. And I speak about my experiences generally, how I got into the business, and also introduce 2 other female artists, female DJs, who are more or less my age, because we're quite mature. And I always say life doesn't stop at 30 or 40 or 50 or even 60, because I know some girls who are out there, they're that age and they're still doing what they're doing. Revival is Survival, that's the proper name. And you can find that on Google. Just look up DubPlate Pearl and you'll come across the project. I was very lucky to have it funded by the Arts Council about 3 or 4 years ago. The person who got me to actually do the project is a lady called Jacqueline Crooks, who is the authoress of the well-known book called Fire Rush. And she was on my case and said to me, Pearl, you've got to do it, you've got to do it. And that's how it's come about. So I have to thank Jacqueline Crooks. I also have to thank Dave Katz, who does the event up at Brixton Ritzy once a month. He was able to give me really good, what I call it, like a review and a reference. And that's how I was able to get the project off the ground.
Nice.
Yeah.
I'm really looking forward to checking that out.
Oh, yes, it's very important. Very important, because we just focus really on mature females who have been playing music for a long time. There's quite a few out there, but I was only managed to get the two to be part of the project. But it's been a lot of fun. The journey from when I started to now, and the journey continues. You know, I never thought I'd be on this journey, on this musical journey, with all the various opportunities that I've had.
I actually saw last time I was in Lion Vibes, I was hoping to catch you, but instead I found this book and it was like about you.
Oh, yes.
I was like, oh my gosh, it's so cool. I was so proud of you. I was like, oh, this is amazing.
Yes, one of my friends, she decided to do a project on me at university. And so she came along to a couple of venues where I was playing, took some pictures, came and interviewed me in the shop. I've had several interviews in the shop, you know, which is amazing because people come in and they see me there. And, you know, they want to do interviews, and which she did. And lo and behold, next thing you know, I saw this brochure. So it's like an LP shape, you know, the size of it, with some pictures and images and what have you. It was just incredible. And it's been sold. And it's sold out, in the shop. I think there's a few copies still online that you can get from Lion Vibes on their website.
I need to get one.
Yeah, it's just amazing. I didn't think, you know, anything of it, but it's just the way it was produced and put together. Izzy, that's her name. She did it for me. Well, not for me. She did it for herself as a project, and just featuring me.
Oh, shout out to Izzy. It was done really well. It looks really professional and it looks really nice. Yeah. So otherwise, you know, I've just got quite a few events that I'm participating in coming up. It's always nice to be asked. It's nice to come onto your show. This is the first time I've been on Brixton Radio, and I've very much appreciated that. It's so good to have you here. Yeah.
And events that I've participated in, and I'll just talk about things that I've done. I've had interviews with with Jam Supernova. I don't know if you've heard of her.
Yeah.
That was on BBC Radio 6.
And I saw that on your Instagram recently.
Yes, that was last year. That came about by accident through a conversation with a customer in the shop. And then one thing led to another, and she mentioned this lady, this DJ, and I just looked her up and told her about the conversation that I've had. Mm-hmm. And she replied by saying, oh, we've been trying to get in contact with you.
Oh.
I'm just thinking, how's that then, you know? And it transpires that a friend of hers had seen me at an event that I did on the South Bank 2 years ago.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, and they were trying to get me to come to do an interview and to play some music and what have you. So you never know. Anytime I get bookings, I always ask, oh, where have you heard of me, or where have you seen me? And it's usually people who have seen me at an event, or a friend has recommended them to them to invite me, or, you know, just people you meet by chance, or people just come into the shop. And that's how I get my bookings mostly, which is a lot of fun. Next Thursday, the 10th of April, I've been invited to do Final Meltdown, which is at the Golden Anchor in Nunhead. I also play with my partner, Mr. Swing Easy. We are Camberwell Connection, and we have a regular monthly event at the Bear in Camberwell. And the next one we're doing is on the 4th of April, next week, Friday. So if you get a chance, do come along to that.
Yeah, I need to come. I've really been meaning to come.
Yeah, it's usually quite a lovely event, and we have some regulars who come and follow us as well. Also, on the 6th, on the 22nd of June, for Windrush Day, I've been invited to do something in Windrush Square in Brixton. I'll be doing that. And the really big event for me this year is at Toft Manor in Bedfordshire. It's called Madness at the Manor. So the band Madness is going to be headlining, and I've been asked to play some music there. Some other people like Don Letts and Mr. V, Norman J, well-known DJs.
Mm-hmm.
And prior to that, I'm going to be doing something in Brixton as well. Quite a few of my events tend to evolve around Brixton. Sorry.
That's okay.
That's my phone. I thought I switched it off. I'm so sorry.
No worries. Don't worry. That's fine.
I'm just, Tanya.
No, don't worry about it at all. These things happen.
I was not expecting that at all. And I'll just switch it off. So sorry.
No, that's fine. You don't need to apologize. It's fine.
It's just uncanny because I specifically wanted to switch it off. So yes, I'm doing a Roots and Vinyl Sunday event on Sunday the 6th of July in Brixton at Pop Brixton. Just odd things that I've been asked to do, and it's always nice to participate in various events. Oh?
Nice. Well, thank you for filling us in. I'm going to make note of all of them as well.
Yes, I'll give you a list afterwards.
Yeah,
so you
thanks.
can know. So during lockdown, I was asked to do a variety of recordings from home.
Oh, nice.
With the Vinyl Factory. You've heard of the Vinyl Factory?
Yeah.
And that's gone down very well. And it's always nice to meet people who actually listen to my recordings, because I just thought, I'm just doing something from home. And I don't know where this is going to go.
Yeah.
But when you're in that situation, you don't know what's happening around you. And then you meet somebody like a year later or two, and they say, "Oh, I recognise your voice." I'm just thinking, where have you heard my voice? You on Vinyl Factory. And I'm just thinking, oh my God, because you're not expected to meet people. But when they do come up to you and they start talking about the things that you've done, and you think, oh my word, it's always very nice. It's just nice to be asked. It's nice to be asked. Like, I'm sure you've been asked to do certain things as well.
Yeah, it means a lot, especially as I feel like I'm still like fairly fresh on the scene. So yeah, it does mean a lot when things are recognised.
Yeah.
And then it's also like teaching me a lot in terms of like kind of letting go of trying to control the way that the journey goes.
Yeah.
Because like you said, you never know what's happening around you. And sometimes if you just let go and kind of surrender to the process, then things just fall into place and things just happen.
It does.
Whereas when you try and like control things too much, things won't ever really go the way you want them to.
No.
But it's all in God's hands. So
it is very much so. As I said, opportunities come, and you don't know how and why. You've been put on a spot, and you just have to just deal with it. Sometimes it's positive, sometimes it's negative, but it all depends on your persona and how you accept that position, and just make it work well for yourself. Because it's no point in trying to be something that you're not. Yeah. It doesn't come across very well. And with me, I have this opportunity. I don't go out of my way to big myself up or anything like that. I just do what I do because I like what I do. I've always been involved in music, listening to music, buying music, going to concerts. My sister and I just go to loads of concerts in the 80s and 90s. I still go to concerts when I can. And it's just about the music. Music is healing. Music is life. And if you like your music, it doesn't matter what kind of genre of music you're listening to, as long as it puts you in a space where you're happy, I think that's very, very important. I remember going to a record shop a few years ago, and there were some friends of mine in there, and they were saying to me, Pearl, I think you should buy this, or I think you should buy that. And I always say, it's music that I want to listen to at home. If I can listen to music at home, then I can play it out.
Yeah.
If it's something that I don't think, oh no, this is not going to sound well, I mean, no. As I said, my music represents me.
Yeah.
So it comes across, and I just play things that I like to play and what I'm interested in.
Yeah.
You know, it's always nice to entertain others, but you come with your selections. You choose your selections. You do your selections. You're choosing at home. That's what I do. I have a box ready, what I think the audience would appreciate, and and play them. I had a situation on Friday where a couple of people came up to me and asked me about the records that I was playing because they couldn't get it on Shazam, which I thought was quite funny. But I just say to them, just go and do the groundwork. Just go and look it up. Go and buy them if you can. I mean, there's lots of outlets where you can buy original vinyl. I mean, I know sometimes in some cases it can be expensive. But at the end of the day, you know, don't just Shazam them. Honestly, I feel if you listen to a DJ, come up and ask, see what it is. Probably take a photo, like most people tend to take a photo of the label, and then they go out and buy it, which is good. That's what it's all about, supporting the artists, you know, and the labels. And I'm in a position whereby I can, you know, put that information out as well.
It makes the whole process of finding music more personal as well.
Exactly.
It's like things are so easy these days. Just go online or go on your phone and just type it in and it's there straight away.
I know. But it's nice to do the groundwork, to go and source it, you know, to find out and check out all the other shops that's selling music, because London is vast, but there's still quite a lot of independent record shops around. Yeah. We could just go in and browse. I mean, you know, for me, I don't know about some younger people, but going into a record shop and just browsing and seeing what's there, picking things out, listening to them, thinking, yes, I like this. It's just amazing to see. And, you know, for my generation, that was just norm. Mm-hmm. But it's also nice to see young people come in and do it. For instance, like when they come into Lion Vibes and, you know, they're not sure what they want, but they've got time to pick a handful out. And we have turntables in the shop so they can listen. I've had customers from all over the world come to the shop because they say they can't get the music like what we have. We take it for granted in London, I think, because we're spoilt for choice. They come in, oh, you know, we've already got, say for instance, like I had an American customer the other day from Florida, and he said you can't get the records, and if you can get it, it's only a small amount, it's just like a small section. And he said, you know, to come to London and to be able to go to so many shops and buy, so they tend to buy quite a lot. Customers, they come in, they don't just buy one or two, it's probably like 20 or 30 to take back. Some of them have their own sound systems where they live. I've got customers from Australia, New Zealand, America, Belgium, Poland, Germany, all over Europe, especially like in Italy especially, huge sound systems out there. And these young people want to create the sound systems like what I grew up with, which I think is very, very good, because you're continuing that art form. And I think that's very important.
Would you ever set up your own sound system?
No. Although my partner and I, Mr. Swing Easy, we do share one. He's built one up. He's had one for 30 odd years, which is added to. And we often get chances to play, bring it out. Normally on Camberwell Green, when they've got various events on the green, and they ask us to play. And it's small, but lethal.
Nice.
You know, it's not like you see some sound systems with got this huge speakers, makes so much
Stacks.
noise, stacks and
Yeah.
everything. And, you know, we have a small set with our speakers, but the quality of the speakers and all the various equipment that goes with it, the turntables, the amplifiers and all the various equipment, it has a really smooth sound. And it's just nice to hear it, especially when it's out in
Yeah.
public as well.
That's the most important thing.
Yeah.
The quality of the sound.
It is. And Toby, Mr. Swing Easy, he's very good at setting it up so it's just right.
Yeah.
So when we do play out with the set, don't interrupt him at all. I'll just leave him to just get on with everything, you know, because he has it set in his mind, A, B, C, D, E, and then also packing it all up as well. It's the reverse. So everything goes in its box and everything's set out quite rightly. And it's always fun. It's always nice to see people come up and ask us about the equipment that we have when we're playing out. And it's just nice. It is a big job and we sometimes have to get help to, you know, to unload and load up. But it's just nice when it's out there because people are expecting to see some huge thing.
Yeah.
And when it's just the format that we have, the size that we have, it's just right and it just fits in. And so we play at weddings, we've played in open out air, we've played in a few pubs with the set, and it's just a lot of fun.
Yeah.
You know, once you play music and it's fun and you're enjoying what you do, that's the end all and be all of it, really. You know.
Whenever you mention your partner, it reminds me of that album by Patchyman that you because I remember when I came into the store once, you were playing. What's the album called? Do you remember?
Patchyman. I can't remember the name of it.
I can't remember either.
Yeah.
But it's like green and it has
Yes.
orange writing.
Yes.
I can find it.
Yes.
But I remember you were playing me that record.
Yeah.
And you were telling me these stories about like how you guys got together and like it was so sweet. And the music in the background set the perfect tone for the stories that you were telling. And yeah, it's quite inspiring. I feel like these days, like, love is not celebrated as much and healthy love is not seen as much. So it's really inspiring to see you, like, doing your thing with your partner. You're both DJs. You're both able to do something that you love together.
Yes.
How does that feel for you? Because I feel like a lot of people aspire to that. Or, like, you know, it's like people think that's what they want, but then they don't actually know what it takes to get there.
It came about by chance. We were... it's a long story, but I try and cut it as short as I can. Some friends of ours used to play at a venue in Lewisham, 4 of them. 2 broke away from the 4 in Lewisham, and they went to Forest Hill to this pub called the Railway Telegraph in Forest Hill. And they had asked me to play, my 2 friends, Tiny T and I can't remember the other chap's name, Article Ranks. So I knew them from years ago, and they said, look, we're having a new setup in Forest Hill, come along. So I did, and I played. And the following week, Toby, Mr. Swing Easy, he played. And so, of course, I listened to his selections. And a couple of weeks later, we just started talking. And he said how he liked my selections. And I liked his selections because, of course, coming from the background he comes from, he's come from Kent, he's English. Comes from Kent, and he was playing some of the reggae music that I wasn't expecting him to play, and I was playing some of the records that he wasn't expecting me to play from a female perspective.
Yeah.
So anyway, he had an event in East London, I think it was in Brick Lane, and he asked me to come along. He was playing reggae, and I had some soul, and so I was playing soul, and I noticed when we started playing together how it worked, and I just thought, this is interesting to see where it will take us. And then one thing led to another. I was asked to play the Ritzy. He came along, helped me build all the equipment. And then another event that I was asked to play at, I introduced him to come along and play as well. Thought it'd be nice to help him to come in and play with me. And that's how it came about. it wasn't deliberate.
Yeah.
It just came about.
It was natural.
But yeah, and it just worked well. He wasn't telling me what to do. He wasn't telling me what records to play. I would just do my sets and he would do his set. And he then said to me, well, I think we should get together to become Camberwell Connection.
Yeah.
And I said, okay, fine. You know, he thought of the name. I was trying to think of some other name. It's with the duo, we're called Camberwell Connection. And that's what our set is called. And also our little set, because it's small, we call it the Pocket Rocket. That's
so cute.
The Pocket Rocket. And but what I have to say, he's very supportive. He's my driver, in a way a manager as well. Very good advice with everything, and he's so knowledgeable of the music as well. And it just works well. You go into a situation not knowing how it's going to work, but when it works well, you just continue with it.
Yeah.
And so we've been playing together now probably about 12 years. And the time's just gone, But he does his thing, I do my thing. And he's very supportive. And once you have somebody who's supportive of you, that's encouraging. I like his advice. I like his positive advice. Sometimes, some advice he gives me, I think, oh, God, I could do without that. But it's constructive.
Yeah.
And once it's constructive advice, that's the best, I think. But it just works well. And we do things together. We travel together. He does his own thing. I do mine. And it's just very important to have that kind of relationship. And nothing we don't argue about anything because we just seem to be on the same wavelength.
Yeah. Oh, that's so beautiful. That's nice.
It's good. And we do have, a couple of events together at the Bear. He's actually participating in a clash.
Oh, nice.
Yeah. He's participating in a clash up in Wolverhampton, he participated in one about last year and the year before. And he's done very well. So there's this big clash happening up in Wolverhampton, I think on the 24th of May. I'll just double check. I've got the dates here.
The album that I mentioned is called Switched On by Pachiman.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
I was thinking I could play it, but I don't have the track on my USB. But it's actually not loading, which is funny because we were just talking about how easily accessible things are on the phone, but
it's not happening today. Yeah. I've actually got that album.
Yeah, I think
Yeah. And he's going to be in concert later this year.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
that would be
if
nice.
we get a chance to see him, it'd be great.
Yeah.
Yes. The 20. I think let me just double check that. 24th of May. Yeah, it's sort of Wolverhampton Revival Cup Clash.
Oh, nice.
Where Mr. Swingies is participating in Wolverhampton. Looking forward to that.
Yeah.
There's quite a few DJs and selectors from different parts of the country that's going to be participating, mostly from Wolverhampton, Birmingham. I think he's representing London and I think Leeds as well. So it's just nice to be involved with that. It's always good to let your music do the talking and to see people's expressions when you're playing, either happiness, joy. It's just nice to give people that feeling.
How much of DJing do you think is more of almost like energy work compared to technical work?
It takes energy because you have to take time out to listen to your music and think to yourself, well, this is going to suit the crowd. So you do put a lot of energy into it because it takes time to accumulate the records, to go through them all, to pick out the ones you feel is going to suit, and to play them. Carrying the box of records is not easy either. But it's just a nice positive vibe. I get a nice positive vibe when I'm going through my collections and sorting out the ones that I want. And I'm thinking, this is going to go well. Then you have to think about the next track you're going to play, whether the one you played before, whether the next track you're playing is going to suit, it's going to follow.
Yeah.
And then changing genres. How do you change your genres?
Yeah.
You know, is it time to play some soul? Is it time to play some jazz?
Yeah.
Is it time to... So you give yourself also the time that you have. If you've got like an hour, you've got to try and bring, if you want to play a variety of genres within that hour, you've got to think, well, what am I going to start with? What am I going to end with?
You're taking people through a journey.
Exactly. So it does take up some energy from yours. But it's just, you know, once you've done it once, the second time, third time, it becomes easier, you know, so yeah.
Yeah. So I think that's one thing that kind of stopped me from DJing for a long time, because I've kind of wanted to DJ since I was young, and I didn't until you were like, just do it.
Exactly.
And you made it seem so simple, like where it's like, oh yeah, I've been doing this, like I've been playing tunes, I've been curating playlists, I just haven't taken it to the decks. And I think that can stop a lot of people sometimes, like the technical aspect of using the decks. I actually did a course with the London School of Electronic Music last year, and it was like a run through for like 3 months of basically how to use like Pioneer decks. And it changed a lot for me, because as soon as I finished that course, loads of opportunities just came in. I ended up playing at Carnival with Lynette.
Oh, yes.
Yeah, shout out to Lynette.
Yes,
Yeah.
of course. I've collaborated with her as well.
Yeah, you're the one who told me to apply to her the year before.
That's right.
And then I was like, oh, I just started DJing. Like, I just have a few vinyls. Why should I apply? And you were like, oh, just do it.
Exactly.
And then
the opportunity was there.
Yeah, and I didn't hear anything the year before, but then the year afterwards, she was like, oh, I've seen what you've been doing with sound healing, and yeah, I want you on board for this project. So it was like, yeah, it was a really big blessing. I have to give thanks to her as well.
It's going back to when you meet people for the first time and you talk to them, it's all about communication. And when I saw you in the shop, when you came to the shop and I was telling you all the various things that I'm doing, and then you said, oh, well, I was a bit reluctant at first, but then you decided to go with it.
Yeah.
And take the chance. And you see, you ended up playing in Carnival.
Yeah.
Which is a big thing, you know. You don't often get that, you know. And I always say it's always good to talk. And never to be sort of selfish about anything. If you can help somebody, especially in music, a female perspective as well, I think that's very, very important.
I always appreciated how you held the space. Like you said, you tried to make everybody feel comfortable.
Yes.
And with what I do with sound therapy and sound healing, that's everything in what I do. Even with this radio show, like I named it after my wellness company, Vital Vibrationz, and it's about sound. Yes, mostly everything I do now is sound, whether it's DJing or sound therapy, but also it's about creating a safe space for people. So the purpose of this show wasn't to perform or to like show off DJ skills. It was to create a vibration, to create a safe space, to celebrate music, to celebrate people like yourself. And
that's very important, because once you're in an environment where you feel safe and you feel secure, that's when the inner beauty comes out. I think that's very, very important for people to feel safe and to be confident in what they're doing. They may not have a clue, but they just think, oh, well, I'm going to try this. It's all about experimentation. And just being yourself and just let it flow. As I said, you know, when I'm in the shop, I just sit there and, you know, just have the music around me. I grew up with music. I just love music. And when people come in and they ask me what I'm playing, you know, oh, is that for sale? Yes, it is, you know. And it's just nice to see when they leave the shop, you know, they've left with something. Like you've left with something.
I left with a lot.
You did. And, you know, I'm very proud of that. You know, I just feel if I can help somebody, like, you know, I helped you. And that's just a good feeling for me.
I think it's spiritual work you're doing as well. Like, like definitely.
Well, you know, it's as long as I'm doing good and as long as I can make people happy with what I'm doing, that's very important to me. And to see people's faces, you know, when they come up and they're smiling, and they come and they ask you, I just think that's just a joy for me to see that, because at least I know I'm making somebody happy.
Yeah.
You know, and
that's beautiful.
It is. It's a good feeling. And going back to what you were saying about the equipment, I remember the very first time I was asked to play some music. I didn't even know how a mixer worked. And then the guys just said to me, "Oh, we'll just show you." I didn't know how to go from one turntable to another, and you know, use the fader, you know, the sound effects, the tops, mids, and bass. Didn't know anything about that.
Yeah.
And I just thought, oh my God, I won't be able to do it. I was very reluctant. I just thought, there's no way I can do this. Until I was cornered, and they said, look, you've got to do it, Pearl. We want you to be part of what we're doing. And I said, all right, then, you know, just to get them off my back more than anything. It was just so funny. So funny. But it was a lot of fun. And when they asked you to do a warm-up for 2 hours, and then they're not expecting you to play the music that you played, you know, that was a bonus as well.
Yeah.
I can remember it like it was just yesterday. Well, that was, 15 years ago? Just imagine. The time's just gone, you know?
Yeah, what you've built is really inspiring.
Thank you. For a mature lady who always bought vinyl, grew up with sound system culture, grew up with friends who were building their sound system. This is in the 70s, early 80s. Never was asked, would you like to come in? And I just thought, well, that's for the guys, that's their boys with the toys sort of thing. Never thought I'd actually be in that sort of arena.
Yeah. Well, you're paving the way for a lot of us, especially women.
Well, yeah, I think it's just nice. I've come in, I think, at the right time.
Yeah.
As I said, there were lots of other women out there doing their own thing, but I didn't see them. You know, the places that I went to, I've never saw a female DJ. All the clubs that I went to, parties, never saw that.
Yeah.
So when my chance came, I played a couple of parties, and you know, people have said, "Oh, wasn't expecting a female to be playing," and I'm just thinking, well, we are there.
Yeah.
It's just that we haven't been given the opportunities, and so when opportunities do come around, just make the most of them.
Yeah.
You know.
Would you like one now? Would you like to play some tunes for us?
Oh yeah, why not? Let's just see what I have. I've got what can I start with?
Anything you like.
Yeah, I like instrumentals.
Okay.
I do like my instrumentals, and I have a favourite that I'm going to play for you.
Okay.
Just get it out for you. Okay, let's just see if I can find it out of my box. I had a box set of records from yesterday when I was playing at the Run Out, so I just brought the box. I didn't think, you know, just to take things out. But I'm just gonna see if I can find it. So many. I think yes. Yeah, this is one of my favourites. It's called Soul for Sale. That I always start my sets with, because I just think it's a really interesting track to play. So hopefully it will sound okay here. And just got to make sure this is working. Yes, it's just going to switch that over. Yes. There we go.
you're tuning in right now, this is the Vital Vibrationz Show live on Brixton Radio. This is TAANSWORLD and we have DubPlate Pearl here spinning some tracks.
Yes, indeed.
What's this tune called?
This is called Soul for Sale, and it is by Tommy McCook and the Supersonics on the Treasure Isle record label. I just love Tommy McCook, and anytime I'm, been invited to play out, I always, you have your favourites that you put in your box or just leave in your box, and this is always in my box.
Nice.
So
it's a really nice sound.
Yeah, and Treasure Isle and Studio One are my two favourite record labels from Jamaica. And yes, spot for choice for record labels, but Treasure Isle and Studio One. I can play a Studio One track that I really like, which is, I'll play this one next. It's called Higher by the Traps. Can I play this one?
Yeah, go ahead.
Okay, on Studio One. Sort of like a rootsy type of record, but it's
come on, now, higher, yeah, that made us all to live. Higher, come on, now, higher, yeah, that made us all to live. What a happy world of love. If Israelites know themselves, what a happy world of love. If Israelites know themselves, no Jah is the highest. Oh, Jah is the highest. Yeah, Jah made us all to live. If we should do Father's will, oh, us will gladly feel. If it's true love, you gentle, your baby more than gold. No, Jah is the highest. Oh, Jah is the highest. Yeah, Jah made us all to live. If we should do Father's will, oh, us will gladly feel. If it's true love, you gentle, your baby more than gold. No, Jah is the highest. Oh, Jah is the highest.
okay. That was the Traps and the track called Higher, on the Studio One record label. One thing also I should say, Tanya, is when back in the early days of me listening to records on the radio, sometimes back in the day, you've heard about cassettes and
Yeah,
you
I used to have
recording off the radio back in the day. And some tracks that I have on cassette that I had like in the 70s, it's taken me like 30, 40 years to get them.
Oh, bless you.
And, you know, sometimes they were played and the titles weren't mentioned. And so you just think to yourself, oh God, you know.
You didn't have Shazam back in the day.
No. So going through my cassettes about 2 or 3 years ago, I came across some tracks that I didn't know the names of. So I was able to put them up against the Shazam now and get the names of. I'll play one of them. It's their soul records, actually, rather than reggae. But, you know, I just couldn't believe one of them I've always wanted. And a friend of mine, another DJ, played it on one of his shows about a year ago. And I thought, I recognised that track. I'm just thinking, no, that can't be the same track that I've always wanted, you know. And so I contacted him, and he said, yeah, it's the name of it. And I sourced it, and I've got it, and I showed it to my partner, and I said to him, oh, this is a track that I really wanted. And he says, oh, I've got a copy of that on my shelf.
Of course.
So that was just a bit annoying. That happens, you know. But I'm going to play a track by Delroy Wilson.
Oh, nice.
No, not Delroy Wilson. Sorry, I've made a mistake. It will be by Bob Andy.
Oh, okay.
Which I think is very, very important, the words to this song. It's called Feel the Feeling. It's such a classic. And I'll just make you listen to this. I don't know whether you've heard some of these tracks before.
Probably not.
Yeah. But it's just such a soft tune, and the words very apt, I think, for females. From Marcia and Bob from back in the 70s, they sang together. Bob Andy and Marcia Griffiths. You know, that track Young, Gifted and Black. He's one of the singers on that. And going back to the track that I wanted.
Oh, you have it today.
I have it today. It's a soul, jazz, funky tune. I know this is probably different genre to what you normally play, but I had to bring this along because it's taken me. This record is one of the oldest records that I have. I mean, I've got some older ones from my mum, but this one's taken me all this time to get because I didn't know the name of it. It's not until I heard it recently and I thought, yes, I need to have this, and I acquired it. So I'm going to play it now.
Nice, congratulations.
As I said, it's taken me like about 40 years to get this tune. It's just unbelievable. But it's a soul disco track. And I was told that Coxsone used to play this. In the early days, they used to have what they called a commercial break. When you went to any events, reggae events, there'd be a time where the DJ took a break and played soul or jazz. And this one is one that Coxsone used to play. So I'm just going to play it now. It's actually called Sweet Sweet Tootie by this chap called Lonnie Youngblood. So I'm just going to finish off with this one. Yeah, okay. It's a completely different genre, but it's just so good. And it just takes me back to the times I had it on cassette. I didn't know the name of it.
Nice.
Me back to listen to my cassette, recording it off the radio and not knowing what it was called, and just found out about a year and a half ago what it was, and it's always in my box there to play. But yeah, it's been fun. on your show. Thank you so much for inviting me today.
Thank you for being here. It's honestly,
you
it's
know,
a true honor.
I'm just very proud to see how far you've come.
Thank
you know, from our initial meeting, and to encourage other people, whether you're young or old, if there's something that you're passionate about, just follow your heart and just go out and do, if you get the opportunity to just do it and don't feel no way at all. It just makes you feel that I can do this. Doesn't matter what age group. If you feel you want to do something late in life, this has come to me late in life. But it's just been a joy. Meeting so many interesting people along the way. I've met so many artists from being in the shop as well. Producers, people just starting out, people who want to build their sound systems, people who come in and talk to me about my life, how can they get involved, whether they can do their projects or just interviews generally. And opportunities just come along. So you make the most of that.
Yeah.
You know, but as I said, thank you so much for
Thank
having
you
me
for being
today.
here. Thank you for being here. I'm going to play a couple tunes just to give us a little outro, little vibes to end off with. But yeah, this has been the Vital Vibrationz Show. Thank you so much for making it
No
vital.
problem at all. No problem at all. It's just been an honor.
Yeah, and you can follow Pearl on Instagram.
Yeah, on Instagram, DubPlate Pearl, and also on Facebook, Pearl Boson, DubPlate Pearl. And also just go onto Google and put in DubPlate Pearl, and you'll see all the things that I'm doing and also the things I've done. And if you want to catch me this coming Friday, myself and Mr. Swing Easy as Camberwell Connection, we are going to be at the Bear in Camberwell. So yeah, you'll be able to find that. Thank you, Tanya.
Nice.
Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, Pearl. And you can follow the show also at the Vital Vibrationz Show, and that's Vibrations with a Z. And you can follow myself at TAANSWORLD, that's TAANS World.
I want to love I can feel. That's the only kind of love I think is real. Don't want to be going back. That's a kind of loving that will never go. Oh.
Majesty. King Haile Selassie the first. For I shall abide in the house of the Most High. So I have to give thanks when I pray. Yeah. Protect me from this trust that lies and those evil people out there.
So that last track was Love I Can Feel Dub by Dennis Brown. And this is now Jah Give Me Strength by Esau. Thank you to everybody for tuning in on the live. Thank you for watching back on YouTube. Thank you to DubPlate Pearl.
Thank you.
And big up Brixton Radio Live. And follow me at TAANSWORLD, DubPlate Pearl on Instagram, and the Vital Vibrationz Show.
Oh yeah, them know why you love Jah. One go tell them to seek Rastafari and nail up picking. Live in a glass house and a stone them a fling. Hey, dirty yard pagan, you low that tell him. But from me out Jah, you me need not a king. Protect me from this traps that lies and those evil people out there. Hey, you guide the way I try to be don't fair.